Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about all things hair. I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on a bunch of different products that I've been testing and trying out lately. Some things I've been loving, some I feel a little bit more lukewarm about. I'm also going to be sharing just some general thoughts on my hair care routine, tools that I've been using, all that kind of good stuff. It's been a while since I've done a dedicated hair video. I don't know if I've ever done one, to be honest. I might have, but it's probably been a few years, so I'm definitely overdue to give you guys an update. If, of course, this is your first time here to my channel, my name is Lauren. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I upload new videos kind of on Tuesdays, Thursdays, sometimes Saturdays. I don't have the most regular schedule, so the best thing to do is to click the little bell if you want to be notified when my videos go live. But with all that being said, I've got a lot to go over with you guys, so let's get into it. So first, why don't I give you guys a little bit of background on my hair situation. So my hair is completely virgin hair. I do not color my hair at all. The last time I probably did, I was, I don't know, maybe 16. I am like 31 now, so I'm pretty sure whatever was once colored is being cut off at this point. Right around my 30th birthday, I found my first gray hair on my head, which was a lovely present from Mother Nature, but I haven't really felt like I have developed enough gray consistently since then to actually want to start coloring my hair. There have just been a few random stray ones that pop up every once in a while. So I think down the line, I will probably consider coloring my hair, but for now, I just like it the natural color that it is, and I feel like it helps my hair to stay really, really healthy. My hair is naturally quite fine and very, very straight. It does not hold a curl easily. I have to really work at it pretty hard to get any kind of a wave or curl to stay in my hair. On the positive side though, my hair doesn't really get very tangly very easily, so it's usually pretty low maintenance when it comes to taking care of my hair. I also have a particularly oily scalp, and because my hair is so straight and fine and also dark, I feel like my roots can look very greasy very quickly. I try to only wash my hair every other day since I shower every day and use dry shampoo on the off days, but I find if I try to go more than like a day in between washing my hair, it gets very flat, matted, just not the greatest looking. So with that being said, I am all about using the most gentle shampoos and conditioners possible on my hair because I know I tend to wash it a little more frequently. I've generally been on a mission to cut sulfates out of all of my skincare, hair care, and like bath and body products. Not because I necessarily believe them to be harmful particularly. I think their verdict is kind of out on that. But I do find them to be incredibly drying, and even when you're very oily like myself, the last thing you want to do is throw your skin even more out of balance. So I tend to find using sulfate-free shampoos tends to be better for my scalp in the long run. Now, I just received these guys at Generation Beauty New York back in October, and I've been using them very regularly since, and I've really been enjoying this duo. It's from an Australian brand called Neon & Co. It is their good hair shampoo and conditioner. These are sulfate-free. They have a lot of nice natural ingredients, and what's great about this is it's very basic. It's not heavy. It doesn't weigh my hair down. The shampoo does a really good job of getting my scalp and hair clean without stripping it, and the conditioner is really lightweight because obviously with my hair being very fine and straight, the last thing I want is like a lot of heavy silicone-based products weighing down my hair. Also, while there is added fragrance in these guys, it is the very last ingredient on the list. So it's very, very lightly fragranced. It smells very fruity and really nice. It's not overpowering at all. So if you're someone that's kind of more sensitive to scents, and a lot of shampoos you find to be really, really heavily perfumed, you might actually really like these a lot. The only downside to the Neon & Co products is that they are a little bit more pricey. These retail, I think, around the $25 mark each. You're definitely getting like salon quality hair products, so I do think if you want a really, really good quality shampoo and conditioner, you're not gonna be disappointed in these, but I know that's not necessarily in everyone's budget. So something else that's a little bit more affordable that I also have been really liking are the shampoo and conditioner from Cake Beauty. This is their Posh Wash sulfate-free shampoo and their Soft Serve Totally to Die For Cream Rinse Conditioner. Now these guys definitely are a bit more scented, but they smell about as delicious as the name would suggest. So if you like that kind of vanilla, sweet, cake type fragrance, these will probably be something you will really, really enjoy. Now, even though this is a sulfate-free shampoo, I do find that it lathers pretty decently. The Neon and Koan, and even says it on the bottle, is not going to get as lathery as a shampoo that has sulfates in it. So if you're used to using sulfate shampoos, this is going to be a bit of a shock to you because it's not quite as sudsy. But the suds are not necessarily really good for you because that means that there's very harsh cleansing agents in the product that you're using. This, however, seems to still suds up nicely, but it doesn't contain any sulfate, so it's not as damaging and stripping on your hair. I do feel when I rinse this guy out, the way your hair feels immediately after rinsing is a little dry. I definitely feel like you need to use conditioner when you're using this, but when I use these two together, the end result is that my hair is very soft, very manageable, and it has like lots of body and volume to it. And then about once a week, I like to switch things up, and I like to go in with a charcoal shampoo to really detox my scalp, remove any product buildup, help kind of keep things in check. And then on the days that I do that, I go in with like a deep conditioning treatment from like the mid shafts to the end of my hair to really, really nourish them. And I found that works really well to kind of just give my hair a weekly extra boost. So the charcoal shampoo that I'm personally obsessed with is this guy here from Botany. It's their activated charcoal shampoo, and this has a ton of really great ingredients in it. It has no parabens, it's also free of sulfates, and basically the activated charcoal really helps to, again, it detoxes your scalp, helps to remove product buildup. Then it has all these great oils in it to really nourish the hair. It's got avocado oil, jojoba oil, camellia seed, it's got keratin, almond oil, coconut oil, a whole bunch of really good stuff in here. So I find this to not be drying or stripping on my hair at all, even though it's got the charcoal in it, and it just gets my hair really clean. It leaves it really soft and bouncy, and I found that last year I was having a little bit more of a problem over the winter of having some dandruff, which was weird because I never really had that as a problem, especially having oily roots. But I think because I was using a lot more dry shampoo, my scalp was getting kind of out of whack, and I felt like this really rebalanced things and kind of helped to get rid of all of that dry shampoo residue. Now, this guy retails for around $20, I want to say, but you do get 16 fluid ounces of product, which is a lot for a shampoo. So it really is not that expensive, and considering how long it's going to last you, especially if you're only using it like 1 or 2 times a week. Now, to get the most benefit out of this product, what I tend to do is go in and massage my scalp with this just like I'd be normally washing my hair, but then I let it sit on my hair for about 1 to 2 minutes before I rinse it out, and that really lets the charcoal do its job. So you might not normally let your shampoo sit in your hair, but I find that really helps with this particular product. The other thing that I want to let you guys know about this is it's a black shampoo. So the suds are like gray when you're putting it into your hair. It can make a little bit more of a mess. I find like it definitely, will rinse off of your tub. It's not going to stain anything. It's just something you may want to be aware of. And then as far as deep conditioning treatments, the two I tend to go back and forth between are the Briogeo Don't Despair Repair Deep Conditioning Mask and the Amika Soulfood Nourishing Mask. Both of these are really amazing, high quality products. They are also both kind of on the pricey side, but a little goes a long way with these, so I'm pretty sure like one tub will last you 6 months easily unless you have extremely long hair. Now the Amika tends to be a little bit on the heavier side. The Briogeo doesn't have any silicones. It's got a much lighter texture. They both provide a lot of nourishment to the hair, but I think this one probably works a little bit better for me. This guy I tend to use more like maybe once a month just because it is a very rich conditioning mask for your hair. It smells though, oh my god, so incredible. All Amika products have this like strawberries and cream kind of scent going on to them. So this is definitely delicious. It just may be a little more than I need for my hair being very straight and fine. I also have Amika's shampoo and conditioner. I'm about to finish them up. Actually, I have the Normcore ones, which are kind of like their standard for anybody shampoo and conditioner. And I like those as well, but they again are a little bit heavier, a little bit more hydrating. So I kind of found with using them regularly, my hair tended to get a little bit more weighed down, which is why I decided to switch things up and try out the Neon & Co. for a little while. I think I like the Neon & Co. a little bit better than the Amika, but they are also really nice, especially if you have maybe more coarse hair or a little bit thicker hair. This guy though, I think really could work for anybody. It again is very, very deeply nourishing to the hair, but it's not heavy at all. It has a very light, fresh scent to it. So if you don't like the very sweet, kind of more heavy fragrance of the Amika products, you might enjoy this one more. And again, if you tend to struggle with volume, your hair is very fine, maybe even a little bit frizzy, this will keep things very smooth and nourished, but without having any silicones, it's not going to build up in your hair and weigh it down. Then we move into all of my styling products and tools. Now, for the longest time, I was someone that just let my hair air dry because my morning routine used to be insane. When I was working at the doctor's office, I had to get up really early, get ready essentially in the dark because my husband was still sleeping, and I just never really could be bothered to blow dry my hair. Now that I'm self-employed, it's a little bit easier to make time to blow dry my hair. So my routine has definitely gotten a little more complicated in that respect, but there are definitely times when I just want to like brush it out and let it dry and not really worry about styling it. The one thing I definitely consistently do every time I wash my hair, before I comb it out, I go in with some kind of like leave-in conditioner. Right now I've been using this one from SheaMoisture. It's the sugarcane extract and metafoam seed silicone-free miracle styler leave-in treatment. Again, really enjoy that this is silicone-free because it doesn't weigh my hair down. It definitely helps me to comb it out, or well, I use a wet brush to brush out my hair when it's damp, and it helps to keep things from breaking. It keeps my hair from getting tangled, and generally I think just helps it to be a little more smooth and less frizzy. Now I have been generally enjoying this guy. This basically replaced my Briogeo Rosarco Milk Leave-In or Reparative Conditioning Spray, which I absolutely love that product. I just ran out and then I had this on hand, so I kind of felt like I should use this before I go and repurchase the Briogeo one. The Briogeo obviously again also doesn't have silicones, so that one is really good. This is not that much cheaper, but a little bit less money because SheaMoisture is a drugstore brand, and I do feel like it's comparable as far as how it actually works and how well it detangles your hair. The one biggest downside to this guy is the spray nozzle on it is absolutely terrible. It for some reason like sprays like a jet stream of product. It doesn't mist the product onto your hair, so you basically just get these very concise dots of product on your hair that has to be brushed through, which, considering that you're putting on damp hair and it's not going on dry hair, isn't like the worst thing in the world. I just kind of wish that could be improved upon because it definitely would make me like this product a whole lot more. Now, if I'm gonna blow dry my hair, I'll go in next with this guy. It's the Briogeo Rosarco Blow Dry Perfection and Heat Protectant Cream. This is very lightweight, again, has a lot of nourishing oils to help protect your hair when you're heat styling it. Doesn't tend to weigh it down, and I also don't find that it makes my roots greasy because you are supposed to apply this from root to the ends of your hair. So I just put like a dime size amount in between my fingers, kind of rub it around, and then just distribute it through my hair quickly before I blow dry it. I do feel like it also helps to speed up the drying time of my hair a little bit, so that's really great. Now, as far as my tools that I've been using when it comes to actually blowing out my hair, I just invested in these guys recently and I am obsessed with them. These are wet brushes, but they're from the Wet Brush Pro collection. I didn't even know that was a thing until I came across them on the Ulta website during their Gorgeous Hair event a month or so ago. So this guy here is essentially like the replacement for the traditional wet brush, but it's perfect for blowing out your hair or kind of getting basically your hair to that damp, dry straight where you can go in with the round brush, because it has these vents here that allow the air from the blow dryer to get through, and it really does get your hair dry very quickly. And then it has the same kind of bristles that the regular wet brush has that don't damage your hair, that don't tend to cause a lot of breakage. So this has been absolutely amazing, and has this really nice like soft touch plastic that it's made out of. Very, very cool. But this perhaps is the thing that I am most excited about. This is a round brush, and the thing about this that is so just the best is that it actually grips on to my hair, so I can actually blow it out properly. I have tried, I don't even know how many round brushes, and because my hair is very straight and very silky, they just fall right out. Like, they do not have any way of holding on to the round brush. So as I'm trying to blow it out, my hair is just slipping and falling everywhere. It's very, very frustrating. And for the longest time, I just was over it. I didn't want to fuss. It was just way too aggravating. So I just was like, screw it. I'll just blow dry it upside down, call it a day, the end. But with this, I feel like I actually can properly round brush my hair because it has these shorter bristles on the inside that really grab onto my hair really well. I wonder if you had very curly or coarse hair, if it might be too much for you, like where it would be impossible for you to actually pull the brush through your hair. So I would caution you, if that is you, this may not be the best. But if you are someone like me that has very slippery hair that basically wants to scream every time you try to round brush it yourself and are like, why do hairdressers make it look so easy? This may be your new best friend. And then as far as my dryer goes, I have been using this guy. This is the Baby Buttercup blow dryer from DryBar. It's actually a travel size blow dryer, so it kind of has this handle that clicks closed. This piece here is detachable. It comes with its own little carrying case. So basically I bought this because I needed a travel blow dryer, but I liked it so much that I just started using it as my everyday hair dryer. I don't dry my hair every single day, obviously, since I only wash it about every other. So I don't really feel like I'm overusing this guy to the point where I'm gonna burn it out. But really, it's a great little travel dryer. It's very powerful. It works just as well as any other blow dryer, especially my cheapo one that I used to have. So I've been really enjoying this. And then whenever I do need to travel, I just pack it up. It's very small and compact and just throw it right in my suitcase. Now with my having very straight, fine hair, one of the products I cannot live without is Texturizing Spray. This is something that after 3-4 hours, if my hair is just falling flat, I can use a little bit of to really amp things up again. Or if I want to make my hair look a little bit more tousled and piecey, it's basically a godsend. I've tried a lot of texturizing sprays because I've gotten many different little small travel sized bottles and different sampler kits and subscription boxes, but I have a few that I have either purchased or received in full sizes that are kind of like the creme de la creme. You guys probably saw this guy in my recent Generation Beauty haul, and it was also in my most recent empties video. This is stupid expensive, and I do not recommend that you go out and spend $40 on a texturizing hairspray unless you want to treat yourself, because there are other things that are just, that, you know, work basically as well as this, but I can't deny. The Oribe Dry Texturizing Spray is pretty incredible. It smells like an expensive hair salon, and it really does add a lot of volume and texture to your hair without making it too gritty or dirty feeling. It's really, really nice. It's just very, very expensive, and it's kind of hard to justify. I was very happy to get this in my like creator swag bag when I went to Gen Beauty because I had just run out and I wasn't about to go and repurchase it, but I'm very happy to have it in my stash again. So I wanted to mention it. It is a product that I use and that I like, but don't feel like you need to spend that much money on this kind of product. On that note, one that's a little less expensive, a little bit more reasonable, I think this guy retails for $29, but it will probably last really a long time, is the Living Proof Full Dry Volume Blast. I've gone through a few travel size cans of this before, and this guy really does seriously jack up your hair. It's great. I'm gonna give you a little demo because I feel like I need some of this right now. So what I'll do is just kind of take a section of hair and then spritz this kind of right into the roots. All Living Proof products have like a really fresh scent to them as well. And I'll kind of brush it just a little bit so it's not quite so insane. But I feel like this just adds like a little bit of grip to my hair so it kind of can fluff up on itself and have a little bit more volume. And right now my hair is kind of long, but when it is shorter, it really definitely gives it that like tousled, beachy kind of look. I also like this guy from Amika. It's the Undone Volume and Matte Texture Spray. This one I feel like has the most like sticky texture of the ones I've shown you guys so far. It definitely makes the hair stick to itself a little bit more and makes it a little bit more piecey. This, I think, makes it a little bit more fluffy. But again, this smells just like everything else Amika. It smells delicious. And I think there is certainly a time and place where this is nice. If I went in and curled my hair, I feel like this is nice to give you more of that natural piecey type look to your hair that also still has movement if you're curling it, opposed to a traditional hairspray is definitely a lot more crunchy and stiff. This doesn't really ever get crunchy. It's just a little bit more gritty, I think, than the Living Proof. And then there's dry shampoo, which, as I mentioned before, is what I rely on the days when I am not washing my hair. Now, when you have very, very dark hair, as I do, dry shampoo can be sometimes a little bit fickle because, as many of you probably are aware, a lot of dry shampoos leave a very strong white cast in your hair, which is very, very apparent when your hair is dark brown. At the same time, when you have very oily roots like I do, you need a dry shampoo that's pretty heavy duty to soak up all that oil, otherwise it's essentially useless. So I have tried a lot of dry shampoos, and I definitely have my personal favorites. I will say that hands down, the best thing if you have very, very oily roots is to use a powder dry shampoo as opposed to an aerosol spray, because it's gonna get the closest to your scalp and really, really soak up all that oil. Sometimes I feel like with the sprays, it gets more on the few inches of hair that are next to the scalp and not really on it, whereas with the powder you can just sprinkle it right on in there. I've got a couple that I really have enjoyed. The Derma E Dry Shampoo, this one's really nice. I've had this for a long time and I've used it a ton, and I still am not even halfway through this bottle. I feel like powder dry shampoos, you also get a lot more bang for your buck because you only need to use a little bit, and there's a lot more product, I feel like, in the actual bottle than in an aerosol can. With an aerosol, I feel like you spray half of the product away and not all of that ends up actually going on your hair. This guy also has this really nice nozzle, so you can kind of section your hair and just really get it right in there and it doesn't make a lot of mess. But it is white, so this one you really have to work in or you're gonna get a little bit of that grayish cast. The same thing kind of goes for the Bumble & Bumble Preta Powder. This one is kind of like a texturizer and a dry shampoo had a baby. I actually really like this. I have a little tiny baby jar that I keep in my pocketbook for touch-ups on the go. It does work pretty fantastically, and I feel like when I put this in my hair, it's gigantic afterwards. It is pretty expensive though. This normally retails for $28. I got really lucky and Sephora had it as a weekly wow, so I was able to get it for half price very recently. But again, this one small little bottle will probably last quite a while, so even if you did invest in it at the full size, I think it would be worth it because it is a really great little powder dry shampoo. And then finally, one of the best things for my dark hair that I found is this guy from Cake. This is their Tinted Dry Shampoo Powder, the all powderful, in the chocolate to black hair shades version. So this is a essentially dark tinted powder dry shampoo. So there's no white cast when you put this in your hair, which is awesome. It smells kind of chocolatey, which is really delicious, and it does a great job of soaking up oil. The downside to this guy is that it will get on your hands. When you go in with your fingers to actually massage this into your hair, your hands will get stained, it could get on pillowcases, it kind of can just make a little bit more of a mess because it is tinted. It's not horrible, but it is just something to be aware of. If you're wearing a white shirt, you might want to put it on before you put this in your hair, otherwise there could be problems. If you want to go the aerosol route, there are, like I said, a lot that I've tried. I have in my cabinet. I didn't grab it for myself right now, but I really do like Batiste. It's probably my favorite drugstore dry shampoo. Batiste is serious. They mean serious business. It has a lot of oil soaking powder, but that one does also leave a pretty strong white cast. They also are very heavily fragranced, so that may not be everybody's cup of tea. These two guys here are what I have on hand right now, and I like both of these, but they're not quite as heavy duty as I would prefer, especially for my in-between washing days. This is the Amika Perk Up Dry Shampoo, and this is the Cake Do-Gooder. Both of these go on much more clear and leave a lot less white cast, especially the Amika one. This one uses rice starch, I think, instead of aluminum or whatever is in a lot of dry shampoos. So this one goes on pretty clear, and they both smell absolutely incredible. The issue is just they don't soak up quite as much oil. I actually tend to like to use these the same day that I washed my hair. Like if I washed it first thing in the morning, maybe if I'm going out for the evening, so it's been maybe like 14, 15 hours since I've washed my hair, this will give it a really nice refresh, adds a little bit of body, makes my hair smell good, and that's when I tend to really enjoy using these. Or I'll go in with the powder and then I'll spray this in afterwards for like extra cleaning action, because again, this will kind of get more in like I feel like the midsections of your hair than so much right on the scalp. As far as other ones I've tried that I like, the Living Proof Dry Shampoo, kind of expensive. That one also is pretty good. And the IGK Charcoal Dry Shampoo, which I could not find for the life of me. I have like a little can of it somewhere. That one is also really amazing. That like seriously sucks up oil in your hair, and the spray nozzle on that is very, very powerful. It does dispense a lot of product. So if you were curious about the IGK one, that one is pretty excellent. And then I have just a couple other little hair related bits and bobs I wanted to tell you guys about before we wrap things up. This guy here I'm testing out and I'm still not 100% sure how I feel about it. This is the Cake Wave Maker. It's a texturizing beach spray. So you're supposed to put this in your hair when it's damp and either scrunch it or blow dry it, or you could let it air dry. Now, obviously, I think if you had a natural wave to your hair, this could be really nice to kind of create that sort of beachy look. In my hair, it doesn't really seem to be doing a lot, like not as much as if I use a mousse to style my hair, but it does seem to add a little bit of body. So I've been spraying this in before I blow dry. And like I said, I don't know if I notice a huge difference in the way my hair looks in the long run. It smells really good. It smells almost like an orangey cake. It's got like a little bit of citrus zestiness to it, but then it also kind of smells like a dessert. That's honestly probably the best thing about this product, is it is delicious. I just don't really know if it's doing anything. On that note, I would love to hear your guys' recommendations for like a mousse or a styling product you put in your hair before you blow dry it to add volume. I was using the Bumble and Bumble thickening hairspray. I liked that one for a long time, but I'm open to your suggestions. And then this guy here is interesting. This is the Briogeo Scalp Revival Charcoal and Tea Tree Scalp Treatment. I picked this up when I was having that weird dandruffy hair issue to see if I could help to kind of revitalize and rebalance my scalp. And I've used about half of the bottle, and I still am not really sure whether or not this does anything. I feel like I noticed a more significant difference after I started incorporating the charcoal shampoo. This certainly doesn't hurt. I don't feel like it makes my roots more greasy or anything like that. I just don't know if it alone will treat dandruff well. It's got some really great ingredients in it, so I do like that. I don't know if maybe I needed to use more or less, or I don't really know. I'm gonna continue to use it. I kind of took a break once my hair got in check, so I haven't used it very recently, but maybe I'll give it another whirl. I would love to at least use this bottle up and see if my opinions change. So that is it for today's video. Thank you guys again so much for hanging out with me. I hope it was helpful to learn a little bit more about all of these products and what I'm currently using in my routine. Definitely let me know in the comments, what is your hair type like? Have you tried any of these products? Do they work for you? Is there anything here that kind of piqued your interest or your curiosity? I love chatting with you, so let me know. If you enjoyed this video and enjoy product reviews, definitely give this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And again, if you're not subscribed and you want to see more videos from me in the future, make sure you click the button before you go. I did just finally try out the Premiere feature on Tuesday this week, which was a lot of fun. So I probably will do something like that again. If you see the Premiere ever pop up in your subscription feed, you can click to be notified when the video is actually going live, and you can hang out and live chat with me, and we can watch my video together and just chat about random beauty related stuff. It's a lot of fun. So with that being said, I've got to run, but I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.